Hi, bestie. Welcome back to Girl House. I just got the most disturbing text ever. Yeah, I'm just talking to this man who I haven't even mentioned to you because basically I am done with men who like to party. I'm really over it. Um, and I think this guy likes to party. But
What gives you that inkling?
like he like stayed up until 5 a.m. gambling last night. I think it's like kind of a thing he does.
And
But I
he's
just like
actively telling this to you?
yes, but that's not why I'm disturbed.
Like you were like, how's your day? And he said, I stayed up until 5 a.m. gambling?
No, I mean, basically, like, I never texted him back yesterday because I just got home and I was just like, I can't
Mm-hmm.
do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, like, oh, I fell asleep at uh, 8 p.m., whatever. Then he said he had quite the opposite day. He went to bed at 5 a.m. and just woke up. And it's just like, I'm just so over that vibe of like,
I'd have
but
to agree.
anyway, he asked what I was up to tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that I'm recording a podcast right now and then just chilling. And in response to that, this is why I was like, oh, I got this right as we pressed
Oh my
record.
gosh, I'm
Oh,
scared.
hell yeah. I need to check out your pod. It's just
Oh,
like,
goodness. I mean,
it's,
he talks like you.
oh, he does talk like me. I mean, he seems really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the partying vibe.
It's also like some things you just keep to yourself. Like maybe check it out in silence.
Yes. Yeah.
In my
No.
personal,
Like everyone else checks out in silence and they don't report back unless they have a real issue with
which
it.
I have dealt with.
Me
I've dealt with
too.
a real issue as have
Yeah,
you.
there's one story I'll never even be able to like delve into because it was just so
Mhm.
serious. Um,
Anyway, the point is you just don't really like, just don't, yeah. TMI.
hmm
So what are you
TMI.
gonna say back? Send him a link?
I'm just gonna ignore it. He like followed up with his evening plans.
Okay, so have you met this person? Like, can you just give me like any details? I'm so confused right now.
I matched with him on Raya and Hinge.
I thought you deleted Hinge.
I did, but I re-downloaded it after I saw someone say that of all like they worked at a bridal place and 90% of the marriages were from Hinge. I was like,
Yeah, you sent me that.
oh shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, I re-downloaded it. I'm not like on it every day though, you
Mhm.
know? It's more
Yeah.
of like a thing I
It's just
just
hilarious because this was, by the way, last episode, which I deleted and downloaded all the time. It was just funny.
yeah, well, yes, I'm back on Hinge.
Okay, so you matched
Okay.
with him on both. That's kind of like a bold move.
It was on my part, I guess. I mean, well, I don't know we both, yes, we matched on both.
And then how did it like spark?
Oh, because I don't really respond to many people on Hinge unless I'm in like a funny haha mood and I want to chat
Yeah.
GPT it up.
Yeah.
And he told me he had just bought an Applebee's sweatshirt and I was like I and
That's
I really
amazing.
and I did have to say where the hell did you get that? That's exactly
Yeah.
what I said because
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made such a
So
thing,
was
so
he
I
joking or
no, he got it on eBay. He had just bought it and he had just gone to an Applebee's in Joshua Tree, which once again I'd had to ask like what.
wait, also just to clarify, if you don't remember, all of Callie's Hinge prompts are about Applebee's.
Yes, yeah.
So this is like crucial flirting.
Well, pretty much every guy says something about Applebee's. It's not like super special on his end
So
that
but
he's
you
like,
answered him. So
yes,
clearly
I
you were
answered
interested.
him. He's the only person I've answered on Hinge in the past few days. Raya.
I thought you were gonna say like a really more what's the word? Extreme amount of time. Anywho.
I'm ready to get myself back out there. And then
Yeah.
well, then this other guy who I'm also not really speaking to because we've gone on multiple dates now, and it's just we've shared some kisses
What?
that have sparked. But you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was the guy who
So I
I went
thought you
to
meant just like another guy. I'm like, what?
no. The
Oh, yes. He's a
skater
skater
boy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love a skater boy, but the problem is like they just don't have like stable lives. He also wants to go bowling,
Hmm.
but it's just kind of like, what's the point? What is the point?
It's kind of like every time I feel like you go on a date with this guy, you kind of try to be his friend and do friendship vibes, and
And then
he
he
kind
doesn't
of
want
always
to.
wants more every time. And it's
Yes.
just like, at what point is it just going to become uncomfortable for either party?
It already has.
So it's kind of like, maybe, yeah.
No, he
Okay.
doesn't want to be friends, but
Yeah.
the point I was trying to make with that is that he also listens to the podcast.
Oh, really? Well, shout out. Great.
I don't know how
Okay.
often, but it's just like shocking when you find out like
Yeah, I'm like
who's
scared for
listening.
this. I'm scared not about anything we say. It just feels so almost intimate, just like it really should just be for girls, to be honest.
Yes, it's
Or
for
like
the girl house.
anyone, yeah, who's part of Girl House. So then it's like when I start dating and someone like checks it out, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel for you. Anywho,
Yeah, no, and he asked like, "Oh, did you talk about me on the podcast?" Um, and I
wait,
was
I'm sorry, this new match?
no, Skater Boy. And I
Uh
and I was like, "Yeah, I did." By the way, Skater Boy's friends with Surfer Boy.
I wish I could make this up. You cannot make this up.
Yeah, they're all friends. They all
Yeah.
know each other. This guy, new guy, doesn't know them. I don't think. You never. Oh, but he knows my situationship. Him and my situationship, who broke my heart, who was like this 1 month
No.
situationship. They know each other, which is like,
Define. That's a major red flag, by the way.
yeah,
Major red. I can't even believe you just admitted to that. This is a major red flag.
to you.
Does he live in West Hollywood or where?
I think so.
Okay, you gotta tell me a little bit more about this guy.
But oh, I'm clearly not really interested in him. Wait, but I had something else to say about Skater Boy before I get into
I'm
this
sorry, I
guy.
cannot believe you didn't lead with that. I am in shock right now. Carry on.
Wait, what was I just saying
Shock.
about Skater Boy? And then I'll get into it.
He was asking if, you talked about him.
Oh, and then I'm like, does he know I did? Because like the way he said it, like it seemed like he already knew I did. Because we did a podcast right after on a date with him, and I called him like, what did I say? I just said that like I really didn't vibe with him on the date, like in like.
Yet he keep texting you, so probably not.
Yeah, but he might hear this episode. But it is true. Like, he's a nice guy. We just didn't really
Yeah.
vibe. But then I'd love to be friends with him.
Period.
But he will never want to be friends.
Yeah.
Like literally, we went on a friend hangout
Mhm.
to La Cabana like 4 days after I broke up with my most recent ex. And it was when I was literally posting reels on Instagram, like crying. So yeah, I just thought that would be enough to be like, okay.
Yeah, one would think.
And he still was like, wanted it to be romantic. We were in the parking lot, and I was like, I just want you to know, like, I don't want to hook up with you. And he was like, well, I just want to let you know I respect that, but I do want to hook up with you. And I was like, well, we're at a cross of roads,
Rock in a hard place.
rock in a hard place. Ew. Really
Okay,
disturbing.
should we get into our updates?
And we didn't
Aside from
hook
the
up,
fact,
by the way.
yeah.
We had to kiss. I didn't want to kiss him, but it was like,
Okay, I feel like you're airing too much of his business out there.
am I?
Just if he's listening, it's just like, you know. Aw.
Oh, you think I'm being mean? I'm not being
No.
mean. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah. No, I
I'm
know.
just not
It's
like
respect.
fully. I'd love to be friends with him. Oh, but this other guy, so the new guy, yes, multiple red flags. He likes to party, clearly, which I've been there, done that too many times. I'm like out of my party stage. I'm not interested in partying anymore. Like, not to say I don't like to go out, because I do.
It shouldn't
But
be like a nightly, weekly. Yeah.
yes, like staying up until 5 a.m. on a Monday night is not my vibe anymore. Unless it's like a
Yeah.
special occasion.
Yeah.
Number two lives in West Hollywood, and it gets more red flag if I really delve into it.
Okay, spill the tea.
On his Hinge, it doesn't even say West Hollywood. He literally put Sunset Strip as like the location.
I'm just going to bite my tongue here.
And red flag number three, he's mutuals with the guy who shattered my heart into a million pieces 2 years
Who
ago.
happens to be like a very specific well, I don't want to put him in a specific box, but he's a specific specific type of LA guy.
Yes. We don't, I
That
mean, I don't know if they're friends. They follow each other.
okay. Well, that could mean a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, can we move on from this?
Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to share. But the whole
No,
point
that is
is,
crazy. So what are you gonna say? Oh wait, you're gonna just acknowledge what he said about his
well,
night.
he told me what else he's up to. And then, like, once again, yeah, I don't need to arrow at his business too, but he told me, like, he's later going to be going to Barney's. And it's like, and then, this is what turned me off. First of all, I guess yesterday was Tuesday. I was going to correct him and be like, it's Tuesday. He said that he's going to a Lakers game and then he was thinking of going to Barney's after because he just discovered that on Wednesday it's actually lit.
Oh, he just discovered that.
Yeah. And it's
Has
just
he-
like,
I have so many questions and thoughts, but I'm just not even gonna get into it.
the worst part is he's listening.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well, just ask. It's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want.
no, I know. Period. Why do I keep saying period? I only say it around you, which is like a weird thing, by the way, because you don't even really say it. But like whenever I'm talking to you, I just find myself really saying it.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted to point out that you're glowing. You have
Oh,
quite the tan about you.
thank you. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into updates. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest, both of them.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm very intrigued. By the way, so do you think you'll go on a date?
Yeah.
Okay. And
What?
you think this type of person could be your husband? It's possible. It's always possible. You
So
never
I
know.
don't think so. No, I'd like to
Yeah.
stick to like the Venice area
Mhm.
and like that vibe.
But you don't
I
know
think
until you go.
that's my husband.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then I'm like talking to people and they're like, well, like maybe it's like, like you need to go outside of your type. And I'm like,
That's true.
my type changes every single time I date someone though.
Yeah, you're
Like
gonna
I've
have to
never
send me a
really
picture
had
of
the
this guy.
same. I mean, I've gone through phases, of course, but
Yeah, haven't we all?
no, it's kind of just like I think I could be friends with this guy. That's kind of why I plan to go on a date with
Got
him.
it.
I could see
You
us being
want
friends.
to get to your old situation. That's what I'm hearing.
No, but
No comments. Okay.
I do wish we were friends, but I think he heard the podcast as well where I joked about how I'd like to see him get tussled and roughed up.
Oh, never forget. Never
Yeah.
forget.
Anyway, sorry, I've just been going on about myself.
Not much new here.
That's so not true. You had a pretty eventful weekend celebrating St. Patty's Day.
Please.
Seriously.
I was not celebrating St. Patty's Day.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I did wear. I mean, I wore green.
You wore green?
Not on the day. On I just brought in like my green North Face puffer because I was like, oh, I never wear this.
You
like,
were worried you were going to get
appropriate.
pinched.
It's an appropriate occasion. No, I actually wore all black on the day that we went out. So, but
Did
what
you
I'm
get
most
pinched?
excited about? No, I did not get pinched, and I did not get kissed.
Well, you're not Irish, are you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I am. So
Oh, shit.
from my nana, she is of Irish descent. Actually, believe it or not. She's not like fully Irish though, so I guess I don't like really resonate with being Irish if that's what you're asking. But I do have it in my blood somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically, I'm more excited about that it's like spring. Like you do realize spring starts this week, and it's officially warm where I'm at. And in 1 month's time, as soon as it hits Easter, and you're gonna make fun of me for that. It's not even because I love Easter so much, even though it does happen to be one of my favorite holidays. Once it hits,
Hey, I'll be home
Easter-
for Easter.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You're coming 2 months back to back?
No, Easter's in April. Or March.
No, it's April 20th.
Oh, then my mom got the dates wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's such a shame because I have Good Friday off. Anyway, basically, as soon as it hits Easter, I have plan after plan after plan. Like that is when my
Really? Well, that's crazy. That's
yeah. So
pretty
I'm
soon.
very I know, I'm very, very excited about that. And as for my weekend in Boston, it was lovely to see girlfriends, which is what the episode's about. As for falling in love, no, it did not happen. But it
Yeah.
was very fun. Like I had an amazing weekend. And yes, I guess you could say I celebrated St. Patty's Day, but I didn't really. Like I didn't go to the parade or do anything relating to St. Patty's Day.
I what did I do on St. Patty's Day? Ah, I wore green. I went skiing.
Did you have a green beer? Oh my gosh. I had to tell you
No.
something. In my water, you know how you were joking about the green beer? So I
Yeah.
got to
You used your
Jamie's.
spirulina.
No, chlorophyll.
That's what I
Uh
meant.
yeah, chlorophyll. Not to be confused with chloroform. But
Yeah,
anyway,
tried to prank Celia and tell her
yeah, she did prank me. So
chlorophyll was like really toxic. She believed me.
yeah, because well, one time I was like on a major spirulina kick, and Callie has to like tell me that, oh, you're consuming too much spirulina. It's way too much. She
No,
was
that
like,
was
my
true.
dad. No, I know, but you were like, yeah, my dad said it's way. You can only have like a teaspoon a day or something. You were going on, and I was like, okay, noted.
That's
So then
honestly true.
yes, I know that now. But then I have these chlorophyll drops. Don't ask me why. I just really like love the taste of them, and apparently they're
That's
also like
weird.
good for you. I know. I don't know why. I just love them. But anyway, she's like, you know that like was majorly recalled, right? And I'm like, wait, what? I've been drinking them for like a couple weeks straight now. Sent me into a full panic. Anyway, so I get to Jamie's, and she like went to fill my water. I don't really know why. She was like, whenever my sister gets here, I fill her water, so I just did it out of habit or something. And then she opens it. She was like, "Oh my god, did you put food coloring in this for St. And she genuinely thought that because I was like, she thought I was trying to be festive because I told her I was bringing my green notebook. I'm not even kidding you. Yeah, no, it's chlorophyll.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious because it's like
Yeah,
you're not even trying to, you're trying to privately celebrate.
yeah. No, it was more hilarious. Like in the moment, she genuinely actually believed that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I can't believe you're just telling me that now.
Yeah. So that was my big woohoo. I guess I was celebrating, but no.
Well, that's funny.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just a blast. And now I'm back. But
I,
you know what? Last thing, sorry. I actually
no,
feel
go ahead.
really, really happy because the weekend prior, I remember I had told you like I had a like kind of annoying Friday, and then everyone like my two best friends at work were both like texting going out, and then you were going out, I think. I don't know, like I just felt really like in the mood to do something, and I
Yeah.
had like no plans, and I'm trying not to like drink at home, so I was pissed off because I wanted a glass of wine and I wasn't having it. So I ended up going to the gym, which was very shocking, but then I felt better. But remember I was like fuming because I was like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like I was craving social, going out and whatever. But now I'm so glad that I had like such a fun going, like we had a full going out day.
Yeah.
We were out from like 2 until basically 2, or maybe later. But anyway, not that was not to flex, but a full going out day. And I just feel so good now because I'm like so ready to be back in hibernation.
Yeah.
Like I really only prefer to go out in the summer. Genuinely.
Yeah.
It's just so
That's
different.
valid.
Like drinking in the summer is like such a vibe. I feel like prior to it's just kind of like a major effort. And yes, I had so much fun, but like now, okay, I did the social thing. I'm ready. I've used my battery and now I can just go back to charging. That's exactly how I feel, which I'm very, very happy about. So
Yeah.
anyway,
That just made my heart hurt a little bit because I was just like, summer without you.
don't say that.
Well, it's just, yeah, I just like was
We're going to be falling
reminiscing.
in love and you'll also be visiting me and I'll be visiting you. So
Yeah.
it will be fabulous.
That's true. But then I like,
And we're
uh,
just, oh, what?
I just read like on my chart,
Mm.
apparently like it's possible I fall in love and meet the person I'm gonna marry from 25 or wait, I'm not 25, from 2025 to
In your
2027.
dreams.
Okay. From 2025 to 2027, they said it's really possible that like I fall in love,
Mhm.
but that like, and this could be the person I marry, but it's gonna take like a lot of effort. But my real soulmate apparently is like not till 2033.
You have to stop.
Yeah, so then I got upset with ChatGPT.
2033, I'm not even 8 years from now.
Yeah, what the
Maybe
hell?
that's maybe like remember I think it was last episode you're like maybe your soulmate is your child or something like that, which I've never heard of, but you
No, this
were.
was romantic. But
Hmm.
I will just say that like that's just like a guideline. Like it's not like every single person born
No.
like it's just like I'd like to know if my parents' charts predicted when they met.
To be quite frank with you, I do believe in a lot of chart stuff. I genuinely do, but you that's impossible because then everyone that was born in your chart would meet someone at the exact same time. That's just not possible.
Well, not that many people were born August 30th, 1997 at 12:05 a.m. in Walnut Creek.
When you put it that way.
Just saying. Like they do
I
it on
didn't know
like
location mattered.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's just like I'm like
Maybe you
over all
could connect
this.
with some local newborn.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Some other people with that chart is what I was saying. I said some local newborns, but I
But
guess
like, was anyone even born at the same time as me? The exact same time?
you'll
Probably
have to
not.
go back to the hospital and ask the doctors, and
That's
then they'll tell you HIPAA illegal,
yeah,
can't
that's
tell you.
private.
Yeah, I guess you could check the local newspaper. I don't know.
I could just start a Facebook page.
Hmm. That just reminded me. I saw videos that World of T-shirts was in South Boston, but I did not see him.
He was.
It was kind of sad though. Yeah.
It's the whole thing. It's always sad.
Yeah, but and also Ed Sheeran popped up at a local bar.
Yeah, my mom told me Ed Sheeran, or what did she say?
My
She
uncle also brought it up to me. I'm
pronounced
like, yeah,
his
I saw the
name
video.
crazy though. Shireen. It was it was really shocking.
Oh,
Um, she told me he was in Boston.
yeah. It would have been nice if I saw him, but I didn't.
Would you
You
have
know,
asked for his autograph?
likely not. But you know what? I saw him open for Taylor Swift Red Tour, and then I actively bought tickets to his show. That is how incredible he is live.
Really? I believe
I
it.
have never said this about another artist. Not to be like, I'm not like a Ed Sheeran stan or anything, but seriously, I'll never forget it. It was at well, yeah, obviously. I was at Gillette Stadium and he started playing like the guitar and recorded himself. And then he stopped, put it down. Then he started playing like the drums and recorded himself. So it was all going simultaneously. And then he started playing like the piano and recorded himself. So he created all the music as like a recording. And then he started to sing.
That's
And he was like
awesome.
this up and coming art. I'll never, I can't describe it, but he's incredible live.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
I
missed
believe
him.
it.
Missed him in Boston. So,
You could have hung out with him.
yep, I guess I could have, but I didn't. So, it must have been his dream on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, just kicking it,
Yeah.
singing.
Apparently, this is like a thing that he does, just like pops up at bars.
Really?
Yeah, I have such a vivid memory driving.
Kind of a thing we do too. Just
So
pop up at
true.
bars. Oh, that
But
makes me sad. Yeah, so basically into the topic of I feel like lately we have just been chit-chatting for like so long. I'm loving it. It's just I think ever since we got to this new FaceTime vibe, we take so long to get into the topic because it's just like we're on FaceTime. And also, if you don't know this about Celia, she's really hard to get a hold of. So it's like this is the one time a week where I know she just has to sit and talk to me. So sometimes I like the episode to go on longer because I know like no matter what, we're gonna chat. Like you can't get away from me now.
I would never want to get away from you.
Yeah, but you have to admit you're a little hard to get a hold of. So this is just like the most
Yeah,
epic. So then it's just like a catch up and then it's hard. Anyway,
I know. It is like all of a sudden we've just been yapping, but you know what? I kind of love that.
I do too.
Like, all I want to do is catch up.
And we hope you love it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think um the more and more, you know, we mature and get older and our brain, I guess our brain's like not developing anymore or whatever. Our frontal lobes are done, which I still am like, but I feel like mine didn't really develop until I think mine was a year late. But anyway, like female friendships, girl to girl, are just so important. And I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that like it's just like you really don't need anything else if you have like a few good girlfriends. And like it's just like I was talking about this with my friend Viv the other day, like it's just so crazy, like through girlhood, like you just like girls are just so, when you have a good girlfriend, like my, for example, you and Viv and like all of my good friends have listened to me talk about the same 1 month situationship and go through every single detail for 3 years.
You're gonna make me cry.
It's just like no one's ever like gotten upset with me, for example, for like it's just like we all understand each other, we all go through it, and it's just like there's like no man will ever do that for you. Except for hopefully my husband will like listen to whatever I need to go on about,
Of course he will, but
but it's just not the
it's
same.
never the same. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that's like, I always see videos that are like, a man would never understand.
Yeah, so
And
true.
just like, there are just so many things that make girlhood so special. And like, even just the girl house community, not to be cliche, but like, it's just so special that we can just talk and the girls get it.
I know.
Like,
And we
it's
don't have to
just us. Yeah.
and that's why once again like it's like why the hell are all these men listening to,
I
like
really don't
this is
like it.
for the girls and the gays, like it's not
Yeah.
for straight men, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, but no, it's just like I think uh, like obviously I want a boyfriend, I want to get married, I want to settle down terribly, but like
But through all that, all of your girlfriends will be there.
through everything, you have been with me through every single heartbreak ever,
I know.
which
We were
is
actually
just
getting, yeah. Sorry.
no, what were you
I was
gonna
gonna
say?
say we were actually getting really emotional before I moved back to the East Coast because I think the song 15 came on. It
Oh
was one of our
yeah.
last nights going out, and I sent it to Callie, and I was just like, wow, like you actually were my best
Oh, I
friend at
remember this.
15, and you're my best friend now. And it's just like, it is so crazy to think about. Like, we've known each other since we were, what, 9?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so wild to think about how you can go through all these different phases of friendship and still, be there for each other. I don't know. It's just really, really crazy. And maybe we could talk about like our different phases and
Yeah.
or not. No, I
um
don't know. I just think like it's so important. And also, if you feel like you don't have super strong girlfriends, that's totally okay too. I personally did not have, like, I was insecure about not having a lot of friends at different phases in life,
Same.
as I know you have been. And like, I never felt like the really popular person in like a huge group of friends. But when you make a great friend and you actually connect with them and can be yourself around them, I think that's one of the most important things about a friendship. If you can genuinely be yourself, do you agree?
Yeah, no, I fully agree.
Then it's like, what's better? Like, as a kid, I would always be like kind of making fantasies in my head. Like, I was so to myself sometimes. And like, I loved myself and my dream worlds and stuff. So to be able to like be yourself, the real version of yourself around other friends is just like
It's such a
amazing.
special thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so
And for them to love you like for actually who you are. Like, even if you're weird or quirky or all the things.
yeah,
I don't
no.
really know what I'm yapping away about, but like, it is just, yeah, there's nothing more important, really.
No, the whole point of this conversation is that like girl to girl friendships are so important, and I think they should be valued more than like
Period.
anything with a man or whatever, because men come and go. I pray to God I don't get divorced. Pray to God, please. I've been through so many stupid breakups in my life. Come on. But I still remember, I mean, I had my palms read when I was 9. She said, many divorces in my future.
Oh
If
my
that
God.
happens, please don't happen. But if that happens, like, great. Yeah, I'm going to get engaged this year. And then I'm going to get divorced. And
Stop
then
it.
and then that's when I'm going to eventually meet my soulmate in 2033. God damn it. Anyway.
Absolutely not. No. No divorces will
Yeah.
be.
But anyway, like with each other through that all. But that is like also like to say, like, if you're listening to this right now and like you don't have like any friends, because like, I mean, we've been with each other forever. So I think like that is a really special, grateful thing. But we've obviously had like moments like where you've been away, I've been away, and like we haven't really had each other like that.
That's the other thing I was just thinking. Like, obviously, okay, we both want to get married to a man. Fine. Obviously, that will be great in its own special relationship. Not really comparable to a friend. It's just completely different. But like, girlfriends, in the way it's just different. They give you things that men could never. And it's
Yeah.
reminding me so much of I love The Summer I Turned Pretty, the show. And like the two wives, like there's two couples and the wives go to the summer house every summer with the kids and it's like their place and it's not for the men or the husbands, whatever. And just like I don't know, there's just something so special. Like even when we're like 50, 70, whatever, like it's still there's always going to be room for girlhood.
Always. Celia and I basically are having a little trouble because like we have such profound feelings on this topic, but we're just feeling like we're preaching and TED talking. But
Yeah.
we were like, well, maybe we should talk about like stories. You were like stories of when. Could you just
I was
repeat
like,
what you
okay, we'll
just
talk about
said?
a time when. Sorry, I just completely over. But you were just gonna say what I've said.
Go
I was
ahead.
like, talk about a time when, girls were there for you and men weren't.
And then I said, always.
You go all the time.
It was funny in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will just never forget, and I feel like this was one of my most special moments in girl friendship ever. And it's crazy because I know you feel the same way, and I feel like we kind of talked about this last time, but not in detail. But like Celia and I, like we've known each other since we were 9. Like in middle school, we were like good friends, but like not best friends. I mean, we were close, but it was never not like
We had
best
phases of
friends.
best friendship, but it was never just the two of us, like, tied at the hip.
But then like I remember I was going through like to this day probably the worst heartbreak of my life because it was like my first heartbreak ever. And I don't know like why we did this, but we went to this like pond and we like randomly just, and it was like a really dirty pond that you shouldn't be swimming in. But
Like, why were we even hanging out, like, doing this?
I don't know. We went for, Celia and I have always loved to go for a drive. So we must have said, let's go for a drive. Driven
I
to this
saw a
pond.
TikTok, and it was like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is like devastating. I saw a TikTok and it was like, in some world, I'm 17 with my best friend blasting music and singing along or singing along to rap in her
Wow.
car, and it crushed me. Carry on. Like to the
Yeah,
point where I couldn't
no,
even
that's
send
like
it to you.
all Celia and I used to do in high school was either drive. We'd go on hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long drives and blast music or drink Mike's Hard in my room.
And like one of us would start doing like some sort of dance move, and then the other would do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they were doing in the TikTok too.
But
Anyway.
no, this day we went in the pond and then we like jumped out and I literally remember standing in the parking lot and like for a second feeling like not like so heartbroken. You know, I think this was actually when I was like pretty much only allowed to hang out with you after
No, so
I'd
that's why you
almost gone
chose
to
to hang out
rehab.
with me.
No, obviously
Great.
not. But I think this was,
No, I'm
I
kidding.
almost moved to California because I had a really serious.
I'll never forget showing up to your house. We were like, okay, she's leaving, going up to say our goodbyes. It was so dramatic because
Yeah.
I remember you were giving me your textbooks to bring back to the school because you were moving. And I was like, this is so sad. And I was just walking up to your room, like I was just in disbelief.
Well, yeah, I made some really bad decisions in high school that almost got me in rehab for like a long time. And then I thought, And I was like, what? Why not just move? So I
I'm
was going to
glad
go
you
live with my
didn't.
grandpa in California because I was like, I need to get away from this school.
Yeah.
Anyway, my whole point, I'm trying to get this goddamn story out, is that we're standing in the parking lot and I just remember, and you said you feel the same way. Like, in that moment, that's when I knew we had become best friends for life.
We
And I
just
don't know how
both
to
knew
explain
it.
it.
And whenever we're like that, both of us just know that was the day we became absolute best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just us.
But it's just so weird that we both felt it in that moment.
I
Like,
know. And I'll
why?
never forget, we took a selfie. We were wearing our bras to go,
Yeah, I can see the selfie.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you have it still?
I
I don't
was
think
just
I
gonna
have
say
it
I've got to
anymore.
find it, but
You're
I don't
better at
know.
keeping photos.
Yeah, I'll look for it, but I remember it like vividly. And we posted it, and I just remember, yeah, that was the day. Ever
Yeah.
since.
No, I know.
And like that really that era, that really started our like when we decided that day, like, and we just felt it, it was like all in. Like, remember we got matching juicy sweatsuits, like we would
Yeah.
do all this stuff, and we both were kind of like maybe I don't want to say we were trying to like escape. Like you weren't happy with your previous situation, and I didn't really have
No,
like a
I think
strong
we
group
were
of
trying to
friends.
escape. Basically,
Yeah.
like,
So all of
after
a sudden it
that,
was
we
just like
kind of, yeah. I feel like we both had, well, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for you. But for me, I was in like a little bit of a toxic circle and also leaving a toxic relationship. And I feel like we kind of got to a point, sorry to speak for you as well, where we were just like, fuck everyone else.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. I just didn't really have a circle. So
Yeah.
then when we became like absolute, I mean, I did, but like once we became best friends and I vibed with you more than I've probably ever vibed
We
with
stopped
someone,
speaking to everyone.
we decided that I don't want to say we were better than everyone, but that was our high school mentality.
Yeah,
We
no, we were
absolutely were
just,
not,
yeah,
FYI, and
no,
no
not
one
at
thought we
all.
were. But we
No,
decided to act
no
like
one.
we just like it was our way of basically
I think it was our
coping
way
with
of like
life.
protecting ourselves and like keeping
Literally.
our peace. Because also at this point, like we talked about last episode, I was not really going to allowed to go to parties anymore. Number one, because I was on lockdown. Number two, because my ex-boyfriend was throwing all the parties. So it's
Yeah.
not like where all the popular like people
Mhm.
went to these parties. Like I no longer was welcome there. And so I think that was a big like me, like I was like fuck everyone else, and then you just joined me, and also
Yeah.
like for your own reasons said fuck everyone else, but like you could have gone to those parties.
Yeah. Well, I think we also both, this is getting like pretty deep for this, but I think we both genuinely saved each other.
Oh,
I
for
was going
sure.
through some hard times with family stuff, and you were going through some hard times with your personal stuff.
Yeah.
And I just think that our friendship became my complete escape in the sense that all of a sudden life was just so much
Yeah.
fun whenever we were together. So that's why
Same.
we adopted that mentality, and that's why we are forever
And like
bonded.
now obviously we don't think we're better than anyone else. That was a very immature mindset we had when we were 16 to try
That
to
was
like
also like an aggressive
cope.
way of putting it, but like we
Yeah.
just decided we were going to rise above, aka didn't really I don't want to say we didn't fit in, but like
Yeah.
it
No, but
wasn't
we
serving
didn't.
us, so we
Yeah.
rose above and we decided, okay, we're going to
And
do
that,
this,
yeah.
this and just
Yes.
like our
But
own thing.
now I still feel like I like in the matured mindset, it's not that like we would ever think like we were above anyone. It's just like I feel like I know I'm invincible with you, really. Is like I
That's
think
the way to
that's
put
more,
it. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. And I think that's what like,
It's like all of a sudden we had each other, so we didn't need anything else.
yeah,
This is sounding
exactly.
maybe crazy. I don't know. But it was,
No,
yeah.
and that's like I feel like we're really really lucky because we do have such a rare special friendship, like not to
Yeah.
flex, but like if like this is like very lucky and rare to have like such a special
Yeah. No.
connection.
Love
Like
you.
I do think you're one of my soulmates.
Me too.
No, and I know not to like get like sad, But that's like what sometimes makes me feel really sad about and like question what I'm doing. Like, I want to be in LA for like a few more years for sure. I love it here. I love Southern California. I don't know when I want to move or if I want to move, but like you are one of the factors of like my parents and you. Like if you were all here, like I wouldn't even think about leaving. But it is like if I have like a best friend in the whole entire world, it just sucks
I know.
that you're like across the country.
And it is basically, like I said, like family. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it sucks. It really sucks.
But if you
And
do
like,
have a long distance best friend, this is your reminder to call them.
yeah.
And if I'm listening to this, I will now call you.
Yeah. No, I
But
literally listen to our podcast at the gym because it feels like we're talking on the phone.
I know, same. I love it. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely hard, but I think that we have really both matured through different phases of life that now I'm just like I don't take you for granted by any means, but I know you'll always be my best friend, and I just like so cherish whenever we get to hang out. And I just know there's going to be another phase when we're together. I just know it, but I
Yeah.
don't know
No,
when that
I do
would be.
too.
Even if it's like we live in different areas, but we go somewhere with our kids for a month in the summer, like I just know there will be that
Yeah.
phase. But yeah, I
No,
hope.
I know.
But yeah,
It's just a bummer.
yeah, obviously.
Like, I know I've said this like the past two episodes, but literally, I think if you still lived in LA, and this is not to guilt you at all, it's just to say like how special of a friend you are to me.
Yeah.
Like, and how I do feel invincible with you. Like, if you were in LA, first of all, there were allegations on Reddit that like I was only dating my boyfriend at the time because you were moving, which like that wasn't
I
true
actually
at
had to
all.
have a talk to him about that because he was questioning that, and it's
Yeah,
not true
no, that
whatsoever.
wasn't true. In the beginning, he
No.
seemed like really great, and
Yeah.
you moving had nothing to do with it. But I will say, like, me crying over the breakup,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
I think if you were still living in LA, I would have broken up with him so much sooner. Number one. And number two, I think I would have cried for a day and then
Yeah.
been completely over it. And that's what just like bums me out and sometimes makes me like, it's really hard because like you want to be on the East Coast, I want to be here. And like, that's what's just like, it sucks getting older and trying
I
to
was
figure
just gonna
out.
say, and we're getting older. Like before, it's like, oh, I can bop there, you can bop here.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, I really do believe I'll settle down on the East Coast, and you're really loving the West Coast.
Well, anyway, this was another rambly ep, but the whole point is at the end of the day, you just need your girls. And if you don't have your girls right now, like they will come. Like, don't feel like I've never been someone who's had a lot of friends
Me neither.
ever. I probably never will be someone who has a lot of friends. And like, don't ever feel embarrassed about that. Don't feel weird if you have zero friends right now. Like, we haven't all been there, but like,
We both have been there. Yeah.
it's no reflection of you. And it really is, it's very hard making friends, especially the older you get, like the harder it is. And maybe we can do an episode on like how to make friends because I do feel like I'm doing a really good job of making friends right now.
Yeah, you're much better at it than I am.
Because I feel like I have no choice right now. Like,
Yeah. Well, I
um,
feel like I personally, I think we talked about this in a recent episode maybe, but I have made friends at every job,
yeah.
but that's the only way that I believe I've made adult friends. Whereas because you don't physically go in to an office, you actively have gotten so good, or you just naturally are so good at like making friends.
I just feel like
Like
I
I don't
have,
even get
yeah.
how.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the key is just like what I've been doing is there's so many people I've met like once, whether it's like at an event or like met them through a friend or like we're just mutuals on social media. And
So I guess you basically do it through your job too.
yeah, I guess in a different way.
Yeah.
But then like I just literally like rapid fire text everyone and I'm like, let's hang out. And like, I think you really only need like a few good friends and then they have friends.
That's
And then
what I was
that
just
person
gonna
has
say.
friends. I'm actually starting a book club soon.
Love.
Um,
That
and
hurts.
I know. I
That's
wish you were
amazing though.
part of it. But like I'm gonna bring in some friends and then my friend's gonna bring in some friends. We're gonna have it like an
I love
intimate
it.
book group. Like probably like we want to keep it at like 5 people. So it's like
Hmm.
chill. But like that's another like you just need to make like one friend. Literally. That's all. One or two friends.
Literally, and in adulthood, I think like something like that, like an activity, is so genius that like forces
Yeah.
people to show up and have a reason to without feeling like weird or that they can flake, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And there are groups like I've seen on TikTok people post like things in LA for example where it's like a
Mm.
group like where like people go and meet friends. Like there's like this like
The run
Pilates
club.
thing they're doing on the beach. No, not Run Club. Run Club scares the shit out of me. But like there's this Pilates like group of girls that are doing stuff on the beach and like
Oh, that's cool.
obviously if you live in a city it's not as easy, but like don't lose hope. You will
That
make a friend.
reminds me, thank you to the person who asked how Matt Pilates was for me.
Oh yeah, how was
It
it?
was a breeze. Not to flex on my own self, but I was so
You were fine.
nervous. It was totally fine, yeah. No one, there were so many people in that class, and it was like a Saturday morning, so like she even made jokes like about like if you're not feeling so good from the night before, which I was totally like we didn't drink or anything the night before, but
You had your
um
greens.
yeah, what? Yeah, my green water. But it just made me feel like it was really lax, and then yeah, it was difficult, but to be honest, it wasn't really difficult in terms of like in comparison to the microformer. And I'm not
And
saying that in
like,
like
by
a
the way, you blow my
snobby
mind
way,
because
but
Celia's like, oh, I'm gonna have to take breaks. I am not saying this in a flexy way. I'm saying this in I don't know what the hell you mean way. I go to Pilates every day
mhm,
and
yeah.
I take so many breaks. Today I thought I couldn't breathe. Like I don't think there will ever like you based on how well you're doing if you're taking breaks or not, there will never be a time in my life in Pilates when I'm not taking a break. Ever.
Yeah.
I take so many goddamn breaks.
But I guess it's more like, am I taking the break because I physically cannot do it? Or am I taking the break because I'm lazy? Because genuinely,
So
when
you
I
think
was
I'm
doing it,
lazy?
potentially, I don't think you're lazy, but when I was doing it like really, really consistently, I felt so strong in that I took breaks because I simply wanted to. You don't agree?
When we do plank to pike bear, no.
Okay, maybe I'm delusional. I don't know.
Like
But more so, no, but this is what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of breaks. like, like more than you would imagine
I
breaks.
take a break
Like,
on
I physically
everything I
can't do
do.
it breaks.
Yes, I still feel that way with some lunges.
But you can.
No, I
Whatever,
can't.
we don't need to argue. I hear you.
Let's argue.
Okay, the point is I just feel like I'll never forget also when I first went and I had done like Pilates, mega reformer Pilates before, but like not in a really long time or like ever like consecutively. And when I first went to the place that I went like all the time, I couldn't do teaser. Like I physically couldn't. My body physically couldn't.
Yeah.
And like then once I got it down, I was like, oh my God, like I
I
remembered when I
remember
couldn't
you
do that.
telling me that when I the first time did Pilates and I was like, I don't think I can do it. And you told me you remember the day you
Like my
could do
body
it.
physically wouldn't or I would fall.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't, and that's how I currently feel. So that's what I mean when I say take breaks. I guess maybe I should rephrase, modify. Modify every move,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's valid.
Whereas I feel like when I'm really strong and like very consistent, I do not need to modify everything. Like I can take every plank on my feet rather than going down to my knees, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
If that is what I meant by breaks. Like take
Yeah.
a break on myself, I guess.
No, the one thing I'll never be able to do,
Mhm.
like ever, is forearm plank like twists. I don't know what that like for some
Mm.
reason it makes me not be able to breathe at all. That's something I will
Maybe you're
always
tightening
modify.
your lungs or something.
I think so. That makes me not be able to breathe, and then standing inner thigh makes me not be able to breathe too. I don't know why, but whenever I do that, I can't breathe.
So you're stretching out your lungs? I don't know. That one's
I don't
interesting.
know. Like kneeling
The
inner thighs,
twist
I'm always
makes
so
sense.
relieved when we're kneeling. Like I actually thought I was
I
gonna pass
love
out.
kneeling inner thigh.
I almost had a panic attack today in Pilates, and I was like, "It's okay. I know
Trigger.
this instructor so well. I'm fine." Because by the way, I didn't go to a workout class for like 4 years because I had a panic attack one time on mat Pilates actually, and thought I was never gonna be able to stand up again. Not because it was even hard. It's just like it was. I was in law school having panic attacks all the time. But yeah, no, I was like on the brink of a panic attack today because I was like, I cannot breathe. And I was like, I'm actually fine. It's all
So
good.
would you ever in the middle of class be like, ah? Like, you know how like some people genuinely like scream in the class
I would never
or
scream, but
breathe
I do
heavily or
find
like
myself
scream like
going. Well, I do feel comfortable enough. I feel like in the class now that I do go fuck.
like out loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not super loud, but I'll be like fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 It's so funny when someone says it like out loud.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Yeah.
But
That
there's
would
like
never be
this
me.
one guy who sometimes comes to class.
Mhm.
He drives me nuts. I hate when men come to Pilates and act like men at the gym. It's inappropriate
Yeah.
and it
It's
ruins the
really
vibe. And
wrong
he goes
place, wrong time. Yeah. Oh my
the
God. That's
whole
triggering me.
time. And it
That's
makes
so
me
triggering to me.
he's being so dramatic and like grunting and groaning and it's just
No,
like get
it's
the
too
hell out of
much.
Pilates and go slam your weights down on the ground
It's
if you're going
really
to
too
act like
much.
this. Cuz that's a show.
Yeah. Or
That
like,
is a show.
I don't know, practice elsewhere and then come back if you physically can't do it. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. There are many girls in the class, including me, that can't do it. You don't hear me making those noises.
No, me neither.
Just saying.
That's the point. It's just men having to be seen and take up space.
Literally. And that brings us back to the point of the episode.
Yeah. I actually saw a TikTok the other day and it was like this girl and she was going out to eat alone and she had like said she like was just table for one and they're like, oh, do you want to sit at the bar? And then she was like, no, I'd like a table. And then it was like, this is your sign to take up space. And I was like, damn.
Love that.
And then I was in the Reno airport and I was like, should I ask for a table? There's this one restaurant in the Reno airport. It's like, I don't know what it's called, but I go there every time before my flight. It's like, it looks like a little like lodge on the outside and it's just got the best vibes. I always get pretzels and then I get 2 glasses of wine there. Then I get a glass on the plane. And I always just have so much fun there. And I was going to get a table yesterday, but then I was like, let me just sit at the bar.
Oh, so you actively, I always get a table at the airport. You actively sit at the bar? Are you trying to meet someone there? Or?
No, it's just you get served faster. And like,
Yeah, that
by
is
the
true.
way, the Reno airport's like tiny. So if it's busy, it's not really possible to get a table.
Mm.
Yesterday it would have been possible, but I like sitting at the bar at this place because it's like fast service.
Yeah, and you like to like chat with the bartender?
I wasn't chatting with her. I was chatting on the phone with my mom. And I was reflecting on my own life.
And what were you thinking?
If you must know what I was thinking about, last time I was sitting here, I was in a relationship heading back. My life was different. But then I was like, oh, well, when I got back from LA, he came over. My whole house was flooded and he got pissed at me for being stressed out. And then I took us out to dinner
Yeah.
and bought us like a really nice dinner. And then I was like, oh, well,
That
was weird.
Yeah. That was weird.
And like I bought us the dinner and I like bought a tight bottle of wine for the table and like he kept pouring himself first and like pouring himself these massive glasses and then like little tiny drop in my glass. And then
Please
I was
don't
like,
get me
okay, there's
started.
nothing to really be upset about here.
Yeah. Enjoy your 2 glasses of wine and
But that's what I was reflecting on.
yeah, well that was honest of you.
Yeah. No, it was super honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't
Natural.
want to be completely honest on the chance he's listening because he probably is. And I'm like, I don't want to ever like be
But you
like I
weren't,
have
like,
moments where I
sad.
feel upset, but like it wasn't even that I was sad. It's just like,
You were just reflecting.
no, I'll be honest. I felt sad
Oh
for
really?
a second. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the
I see.
retrograde though.
Yeah. I mean, you're very much so allowed to feel sad.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest about that. Like I
Yeah.
feel over it, but there are moments where I'm like,
Yeah. You're only a
yeah,
girl. Just a
yeah,
girl.
just being a girl. So,
Just a girl. All right. Well, I'm so jealous that you've watched White Lotus.
well,
I don't.
arguably I could be more jealous that you haven't.
Yeah, so true. But I don't think I'm gonna watch it tonight because it's already 10:34. So
I don't know what
probably
I'll watch.
tomorrow
Probably
night.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch I'll watch tonight. I have to take Ducky on a
Well, I'm
walk.
having deja vu. This was what you talked about last time when we were wrapping
Yeah.
it up.
I'm also listening to such a good audiobook, Frida McFadden. Every single audiobook's amazing. It always gets me walking, but this one I've been listening to at the beach. Want to Know a Secret.
What's it about?
It's about this woman. She's like has a little YouTube channel. She bakes on it. And then she starts getting these like texts like threatening. They're anonymous.
Doing
And
Pretty Little Liars.
kind of. And like at the same time, this woman moves into her neighborhood. Seems nice at first. They become friends. She like acts like she's on her side. But then all of a sudden her life starts going to shit ever since this woman moves here. And I took a screenshot of this book I really want to purchase from Barnes and Noble
Mm.
on like this TikTok page, but I might get it as an audiobook.
Maybe it could be the first of your book club.
I can't wait to read it. It's so my type. Cross my heart. A lady receives a donor heart and now is obsessed with the donor's husband. That's
Oh
so
my
my kind of book.
God.
I feel like I love any book about obsession.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
crazy obsessed
wild.
person.
No, that's actually wild.
Yeah, I wish I'd never seen the movie Fatal Attraction. God damn it.
I still haven't.
I've only recently watched it, but it's so good.
I guess you could be jealous that I have that to watch too.
I could rewatch it.
Yeah, this is true. All right. Well, I guess I'll talk to you. See you all next week. Oh, by the way, I'll have new vision. I have when I am a grown adult and I can book appointments, but my mom kept like pestering me to book my eye appointment. She's not gonna like it if she's listening to this, but anyway, no, she wasn't pestering me, but kept bringing it up. So by the way, I got my car registered in case anyone was wondering, but
I haven't
yeah,
got mine registered if anyone's wondering.
but she kept bringing it up. So then she's like, it could take months to get this appointment. Everywhere's booked, yada yada. Like, people book out months, which yes, that obviously
My
is
mom always says the same
typically
thing.
true. I was so happy to flex today. Yeah, I called today and I got an appointment for Sunday, so I'll actually have an updated prescription by Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bought these super cute glasses off eBay. They're like vintage Fendi, and I don't know if they're real or not because they were only $30. But they're like small, and I love them. And I don't care if they're real or not. But like
These are your kind of like Bella Hadid vibes. That one time I opened the door, I was like, "When the heck did you get those?"
yes, those are exactly
And you
those.
said, "I got them on eBay."
Yeah,
On eBay. Maybe we should
my one and only eBay purchase. But no, they were $38, I think, and like I don't care if they're real or not, but I think they are. Doesn't
They
matter.
look fabulous. Yeah.
Anyway, I've been meaning to get a prescription for those.
That would be so smart.
Well, that was the reason I bought them.
Yeah.
Well, we love you so much, and we'll see you next episode. And by the
Hey, check it
way,
out.
aw, wait, do it the other way.
No, you have to do it to me.
Well, bro, you're on the other side. You have to do this hand.
Wow. So it's mirrored because to me, I'm on the right.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Sorry. Blew my
Well,
mind.
what I was gonna just say right now. Oh yeah. By the way, we're like up and down on YouTube. God damn it. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, if you're in a period where you don't have any friends, like seriously, and I have been there where like I literally have no one, you always have us, and like I mean that from the
Always.
bottom of my heart, and I know you mean that from the bottom of your heart too. Like we are always here for you, and you are in our girl house, warm and comfy and safe, and we're here for you. So the most special thing of all is like we have each other, and
Period.
I love you, and I'm so grateful for you, and I hope you feel safe and comfy with us.